up, everybody? This is Danny Mathematics again. Today, I want to work on example 2 of how to solve an arithmetic sequence, okay? So, in this particular situation, guys, we have this particular pattern that starts off as -6, -24, -42, etc. But we want to find out what is the 29th term within this pattern. We want to find out what is the 29th term within this pattern. And in doing so, guys, we were going to utilize the arithmetic sequence formula, okay, which is AN equals A1 plus parentheses N minus 1, parentheses closed, times D, okay? Once again, AN represents the nth term, or whatever term that we're trying to solve for, okay? A1 represents the first term, N represents the number of terms, and D represents the difference, the constant difference between each term, okay? So this is what we're gonna do is before we actually utilize the formula, we're gonna find out the values of each part of the formula, okay? So let's start off with A1, which is the first term, okay? We notice, guys, that the first term is -6. That's the first term within the pattern, okay? So A1, in this particular case, is -6, okay? So we already got A1 as a value, okay? The next thing we should try to find, guys, is D, which is the difference between each value, okay? Now, when I go from -6 to -24, I subtracted 18, okay? When I went from -24 to -42, once again, I subtracted 18. So I see that there's a common difference between each value, which is -18, or you're subtracting 18 from each particular value as you go through the pattern. So -18, or you can say subtract 18, okay? That is the common difference, all right? And the number of values, okay? Once again, they said the 29th term. So that means that the number of terms is 29. Okay, and then of course, guys, AN, which is what we're trying to find, AN is going to actually equal A29 because we're trying to look for the 29th term, okay? So now, guys, all we're going to do is we're just going to plug in everything that we have inside of our arithmetic sequence equation. So once again, AN actually equals A29 because we're trying to look for the 29th term, equals everything that you see. So I'm just going to rewrite everything and then we're going to plug in. So equals A1, which is the first term, plus parentheses N, which is the number of terms, minus 1, parentheses closed, times the common difference. The common difference, okay? Now, all we're gonna do is, guys, we're just gonna plug in these terms inside the formula. That's it, okay? So A1 is -6, okay? So I got that, okay? Plus parentheses N is, remember it was 29 total terms, 29 minus 1, parentheses closed, times the common difference, which is D, which is -18. Okay, so now I have -6 actually, plus a parentheses 29 minus 1, parentheses closed, times a -18. So what we're going to do is we're going to solve this particular problem. If I was you, I would make sure I have a calculator, okay? All right, -6 comes down, so I still have a -6 plus 29 minus 1 is actually 28. So plus 28 times a -18. Of course, PEMDAS, anything in the parentheses goes first, or multiplication happens before addition. So 28 times a -18, let's see what that is. 28 times a -18 is a -504. So I have -6 minus, or you could minus 504. Or you could have said -6 plus a -504, okay? So now I have -6 minus 504, which is a -510, okay? So the 29th term equals a -510, okay? The 29th term is -510. So if we kept subtracting -18 after each term, -18, subtract 18, then by the time we get to the 29th term, the 29th term would equate to -510, okay? So this is how we figure out the terms, or the 29th term in this particular case, of an arithmetic sequence. And remember, guys, it don't have to be the 29th term every time. It could be the 30th term. It could be the 50th term. It could be the 10th term. It could be the 4th term. Any term, right, you can use this particular formula to find out the term that you don't necessarily see as of yet based on the pattern that we have, okay? So thank y'all so much, guys, for tuning in. I will come out with a couple of more examples this week. Thank you.